Hey, Jared.
Hey, Josh.
Why do aliens always make weird noises instead of speaking English?
Aliens?
Aliens. Why don't they speak English?
It's not their native language. I feel like aliens could speak any language, though, so they probably could speak English, but I don't know. Why?
So you came all this way and you didn't bother to download Duolingo?
Yeah, that's the mistake. Maybe they invented Duolingo, and we just don't know. It's part of their grand scheme.
Why are aliens always the villains?
Depending on the movie, they're not always.
That's kind of the...
Technically, because
this
reference in this movie, very clear reference and homage, is to aliens being good. A film, I'll mention it when we get in the plot, but I don't know.
Because if they were nice, we'd have to admit we might be the problem.
I think we are the problem. I don't think there's much argument there. Aliens just sit back and just watch human race.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time Film, a podcast where we discuss a director, in this case, a director team, filmography.
Yes.
Directing teams, filmography. And we will be wrapping up Phil Lord and Chris Miller's run here with Project Hail Mary.
Yes.
So, Jared, grumpy, angry, stupid. How long has it been since you podcast? Question.
Podcasting and grumpy and stupid, or it's definitely happened.
All right, my name's Josh, and this is my co-host, Jared.
Josh, you're smart. You'll figure it out.
Okay. I wasn't sure so like the obvious one was fist my bump.
I know. I couldn't in good conscience say that. It's just like how he is in the movie. He's like, yeah, that's not
right. No,
That's not right. Let's not say that.
And then the other one I like was just amaze.
Yes.
That's good. That's great. All right, so Project Hail Mary came out in 2026, current year of when we're recording this.
Yeah.
It's PG-13, 2 hours and 36 minutes.
2:36. Okay.
Science teacher Ryland Ryland Grace.
Yep.
Played by Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Nothing weird that the initials are the same.
Yeah.
Ryland Grace wakes up alone on a spaceship light years from Earth. As his memory returns, he uncovers a mission to stop a mysterious substance killing the sun and save Earth. An unexpected friendship may be the key. So this is obviously directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. How do they decide whose name went first?
It's a good question.
It's always Phil.
It's always been Phil Lord, Chris Miller, yeah.
I know.
I don't know. That was probably a discussion or maybe even an argument between them.
Yeah. Or maybe it just sounds better. I mean, now it's hard not to hear it the other way. Or hard to hear it.
Chris Miller, Phil Lord,
yeah. It would sound weird to us, but like when you're, I don't know.
Maybe it was, it could have been a studio decision early on.
Maybe. Written by Drew Goddard and Andy Weir. Yeah. Which he's
the author.
Wrote the book this is based on. Yeah. Cinematography, Greg Fraser.
Yes, the legend.
Yes. He's becoming,
we were mentioning the theater. I think this is the reason he didn't do Dune.
I guess. Yeah.
I think it was probably around the same time.
Interesting choice.
It is.
Just probably want to do something different.
Yeah.
Composer Daniel Pemberton.
Oh yeah. He's done a lot.
Production costs. What do you think?
Man, I don't know, because one thing I'll already mention is I love how practical and tactile a lot of it is, which is awesome. You can tell I believe the whole space station they did build. I saw behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And obviously our guy Rocky also. I believe it was probably CG sometimes, but I
Mhm.
believe it was
There's a
an
price.
actual thing. Yeah. I'm gonna say 200 million.
108.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah.
In 2026, I thought it'd be more.
Yeah. Well, you start thinking about it, you're like, well,
Well, there's not too many
there's
locations.
no,
Yeah,
and then even talent wise, like it's most
True.
of it's just Ryan Gosling and The Rock,
The Rock.
but not the actor. No, but
No, not The Rock. Yeah. Do you have in the cast? I was curious who voiced.
Yeah.
Rocky.
So yes, it's not somebody I was familiar with, but I did write down. So there's no awards yet because
Right.
this would be for 2026. So 2027 Academy Awards.
Yep.
Which obviously is in the future. So, but I would be surprised if this doesn't at least get nominated for something.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. So cast, I mean, we've got Ryan Gosling and then Sandra Hüller.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted to.
Did you know who that was? I didn't recognize her.
No, but I just figured I'd write her down.
Sure,
since
yeah.
She was pretty
She's one of the main.
prominent cast. And then I wrote down Ken Luang, like, which
Your
is
boy?
yeah, from Industry.
From Industry. Yeah.
Which is funny to hear him talk with such an accent.
Weird. Yeah.
Like
strange.
he talked like a very broken English accent, like Asian accent, which is, but he can speak English totally fine because he
so
does.
different. I'm used to how he talks in Industry. Yeah, for sure.
But then who voiced Rocky? James Ortiz.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't know who that is.
me neither. Yeah. So
He was awesome though.
yeah,
Great
did
performance.
great. Yeah, yeah. All right. So overall thoughts. We saw this in the theater together. So
Yes, we did. Do you want to go or you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, first thing when I was, so it's different when we go see something in theaters. 'Cause it's like you can, but don't really write notes as you go
Correct.
along, which is what I like doing if we're watching something at home. But it's a good thing to work out. Like I was thinking about on the drive home, and then like when I was falling asleep, thinking about it more, and then just like writing stuff down as I thought. And I think one of the main things I loved about this film and found it kind of refreshing in 2026 is that we're dealing with like vastness of space,
Mhm.
but a lot of what we're dealing with and working through in the film is very internal and introspective.
Okay.
So I like that juxtaposition is just a really cool narrative decision. I don't think we see a lot anymore in films. Obviously, that's probably part of the source material in a big way
Mhm.
from the book. I haven't read the book, but that was one of the main things I loved. And I don't think this is a perfect film. And actually, I think from what I saw from like everything leading up to it, or even reviews, I think like a little overhyped
Mm.
to me. I really like the film, but I know I've seen a lot of 9 out of 10s. I don't know if I would go that high. I think I would like it more when I watch it again because it's very the scientific side of sci-fi,
Mhm.
and I didn't understand everything. I think I will understand more rewatching it. So, yeah, what'd you think? Did you understand all this, all the science?
I think so. I mean,
Okay,
I feel
well,
like
you can
it made-
enlighten me then.
I don't know if I could.
Well, what you
I
thought?
feel like it all made logical sense and
Yeah.
was portrayed in the movie, and I don't know, I would glean anything extra from it were you watching. But yeah, my general thoughts. Yeah, I thought it was a really good film. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's entertaining. It's yeah, it's fun. It's emotional. It's
Mm-hmm.
but I agree with you. I think it was maybe like majorly, but just like there was a hint of a little bit of overhype.
Yes.
So I think it's a really good movie. I don't think it's an excellent movie.
Yes.
I don't know what I would change from a story standpoint. From like, I think it was paced well. I think the story was told well. Just I think just all in all, just maybe just doesn't. It's not quite as. And this might be weird to say, but like kind of not as grand in scope as possible, right? It's
Yeah.
very intimate. even though it's in space.
It's part of the point of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's why, like, you just kind of long for something bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that like would make it better.
I don't know either.
That's the weird thing. It's like hard to say. But at the same time, yeah, it's not, I wouldn't like, it's not something I'm like dying to rewatch.
Yeah.
So
I definitely want to rewatch it to see if I understand it more. And I know Andy Weir seems heavily involved in this, so I'm assuming it was pretty faithful adaptation.
yeah, they made some changes. I didn't
Did
read
they?
it. I saw some stuff beforehand. It was like
Okay.
the 3 or 4 things that were changed from the book, but I didn't want to read them because I didn't want to be
Right.
spoiled before watching the movie.
But since he's involved, I mean, writing and I'm sure just like overseeing a lot of it, like I guess he okayed the changes, you know?
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I mean, anyone listening to this or watching, you know, let us know or leave a comment on YouTube. Like, if you have read the book and, you know, you think it is faithful or you like the changes or don't like the changes, or just in general, I'm curious, people that are more familiar with it, what they thought of it. But yeah, I think I agree with you. Like, even the pace was really good, but it did feel a little long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
It did.
the 2:36 runtime.
You feel it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But I don't know if it's because you're with just such a small set of
Mainly
characters.
them too,
Yeah, like
yeah.
it's just like that for that so long that
But I mean, that's the main thing. Like, that has to work, or it's like a bad movie. And that's like it. I have that as one of my notes too. Like, I love. Like, and that's tough. Also, I mean, Ryan Gosling is acting against
Yeah.
a puppet. But like that relationship and their bond, and to your point of it being emotional too. Like, as we go too, like, yeah, definitely felt those moments. It was done really well. So like that's the core of the story, and that has to work, and that was executed very well. Them too.
I agree. Yeah, so I kind of had it's like weird because I was like thinking about stuff to you know, if you're like, hey, it's kind of like this movie or that movie,
Right.
like I kept thinking of 2001 as far as like the
Oh yeah.
isolation stuff, but then obviously that goes way dark.
Yes.
And this doesn't kind of go dark. So, and then like, but then like the friendship thing's almost like, I don't know, like almost like E.T. kind of.
Sure.
There's like the cuteness of the alien and the communication barrier creates some of the comedy and you know, just like that kind of stuff that like, so, but obviously like as a whole, the film is not like E.T. at all. But,
No.
But
You
anyway,
can definitely see that's definitely makes sense as a inspiration. Both of those films you mentioned. The one I have, which I'll go and mention the comment I have about it, because I'm sure there was other references, and maybe even around this time, this scene I'm mentioning, but there is a nod to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and maybe I picked up on it because I actually just rewatched that movie recently, and I love it. And that is kind of in tandem with this movie as well, because that is a little more friendly or hopeful with an alien type encounter, where a lot of like alien movies, it's like, this is a threat, and they're viewed as like, this is terrifying, or like, you know. And that's one thing I love about Close Encounters. Like, it's very much more a humanity thing and connecting to something that's like, or trying to communicate with it. What I love that film is they communicate through music, and they figure out this melody. And in this movie, Ryland, when he first meets Rocky, he hums that melody. So I was like, that's awesome. I think he does some other things too, which is probably nods to other films. So obviously Close Encounters is another reference point. I don't know when the book was made, but that probably also was an inspiration for Andy Weir. But yeah, so I really like that moment. That was a really cool moment.
yeah. I also, when I was watching it, this just came to me. I also like, there's like moments of like also Arrival.
Oh
Just
yeah.
kind of that vibe of like, you know, again, like trying to understand each other. It's a little scary at first until you can communicate. And then once you communicate, you realize, oh, we're here to help. We're just trying to help each other.
Yes.
And it's a lot of like what Arrival kind of has
And that's
to.
also when they're communicating, very similar, like kind of claustrophobic
Mhm.
space. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good comparison as well. Yeah.
All right, we want to get into other.
Sure. I don't have too many notes because
Yeah.
I was just writing them down as I was thinking about stuff.
Right. Well, I think the biggest thing, and again, I don't know if the book does it this way or not, but
Yeah.
the like kind of starting with the amnesia in the way it's kind of like we learn the backstory as he kind of is remembering it. It's almost.
I think that's the intent because I was wondering about that too. And I think it was the same interview I was seeing with Andy Weir and Phil Lord and Chris Miller. And they made that point. That's how it's supposed to be viewed in the movie, is the flashbacks or memories. It's like at the moment when he's remembering them.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it was clear at the beginning, but I did kind of get that feeling as we
Well,
went.
I mean, they never say it, but I
No.
think the way they
He's recalling it though.
they always transition in an interesting way.
Yes.
When they go back to it, and it's like, and it is where they almost blend, not using a cross dissolve, but like almost sentimentally the same way as in a cross
Yeah.
dissolve, where like that transition from the current to the past thought is like blended together, like in a way that like the camera, whether the camera's like rotating and then it rotates, continues to like
Oh yeah.
it's just, which is I guess comes in a little bit more cinematography, but just I was always impressed every time I saw that transition
Me too.
from present time to like a past memory of his.
It's a really cool way to do it.
And yeah, there was always different. It was subtle, nothing crazy like over the top, but it was like enough that it really felt like seamless. And again, like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
so that you kind of felt that, and of course, to them saying that, then it really probably was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that it wouldn't be, but to do.
No, that's good that you picked up on it because I was a little more like unsure watching the film. I kind of like by the end I was like, okay, that's definitely how they're portraying it or making that feel like it's like you're basically him through the film. He's the audience and he's recalling these memories as he's on the ship. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also breaking up like that with the casual flashbacks does break up then the isolation.
Yes.
Just him, and then eventually just him and Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
But doing that it helps from the viewer standpoint to break that up some with like, oh, now we're here with these other people and for a little bit, and keep bringing it back to, the mission, right? Like and grounding it in what, hey, in 30 years from when you took off, Earth is no more, well, not no more. They said like what, a third of the population or something.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah, all that was done really well.
it really I think helps with that.
Definitely. I mean, I guess that goes into editing a lot too. It's like deciding when to make it so it's not just like you're feeling the whole movie is just him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that
Or
was
just-
probably scripted that way
Okay.
ahead of time because for them to know where the transitions would be
True.
and stuff like that, they had to plan that out. But yeah, but it probably wasn't figured out in post.
No, yeah, you're right. I imagine the book, it's probably very different. Like the flow of it. But I don't know, it could be the same. I mean, it could just be like him just thinking about it and recalling it. Yeah.
Honestly, in the book, it might be more obvious because it might have been like there might be
He's saying like, "Oh, I remember this."
yes, and
Yeah.
then yeah. Mm-hmm.
True.
So when we get into, what'd you think of the MacGuffin? I guess like these little like black organisms that were
Yeah, what was the word?
um,
Is astrophage?
Phage.
Yeah.
astrophage. Yeah.
I liked it. That was one of the things that started to, and I can't really explain what I didn't fully understand, but like when they started to get into all that, I understood the main, like, because you're right, it is kind of the main MacGuffin, but part of it, when they got into it more, I was a little confused on what all, like, what they need to do with it or what they needed to use that with. I don't know. It's just like as it went, some of that I was confused on. I don't know. Did it all make sense to you?
If in the general, like at the higher level, yes. I mean, obviously I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
but I mean, in the discovery, right? He's like, oh, it's a cell, and then he like killed it, like died
Yes.
once he busted protection, got rid of busted the little outside of it. But what they discovered was like they were multiplying, and then they were basically what they fed off of was the energy of the sun. So which is like
Right.
reducing the sun, like it's like slowly shrinking. Which then even if it shrunk like 1%, probably I don't really know the science and I don't remember what they said, but like just go with it, like 1%, like then it would shift dramatically the temperatures on the earth, right?
That's right. They do mention a point. They do say a specific number. I can't remember. Yeah.
And then they
Of how much of the
and then,
sun.
of course they talk about then how much that would adjust the temperature, everything would get colder, and
Yep.
then so that's the danger, right? And then we wouldn't be able to make crops and do the things we do on this
Mhm.
planet, and then everyone would start dying because there'd be no food and
Yep.
water and things like that. So
That just reminded me of the scene kind of earlier on that I thought was awesome was when he was kind of doing that and experimenting with it, and then shortly after, he figures out a way like, oh, we have to basically enclose it in a bigger box, or no, maybe the other guy does.
well, he
mentions
he
it.
initially does the
It was
test,
really cool.
but then
Yeah, it
they
was right
lose
after
them
the
all
test.
because they bust off
Yes.
his methods to different things. Like he forgets because he's not used
Yeah.
to like. Because even later when he gets the container first from Rocky, and he like
Yeah.
opens it, he's like, "Oh crap, I need to put this in the container."
Yep.
And like in any other like alien movie, like he'd be dead because he didn't put it in there.
Yeah. So I that reminds me too. So the other guy, don't remember his name, the security guy.
Yeah.
Did you recognize him?
Oh yeah, well, like he's been in other stuff, but I didn't look him up. I forgot to look him up.
It took me a second. I was like, I know this guy. He's in The Bear.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Yep. He's the chef, the pastry
Pastry. Yep.
chef. Pastry chef.
I don't think I've seen him in anything else until now. Yeah. But yeah, he was great. I mean, he's awesome in The Bear too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, astrophage.
I'm wondering casting wise if it's just like, obviously they have a casting, what do they call it? Do they call him a casting director?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I'm wondering if it's like Phil Lord and Chris Miller, just like shows they like industry, The Bear. They're like, yeah, let's get this guy in. Yeah.
Maybe. Very possible.
Yeah. One of my other things I just want to mention real quick. I wonder how many of them you noticed as well. I love Oliver Island's science t-shirts, and they're basically all dad jokes.
Yes.
I can't remember all of them. There was one in particular that I love though.
Yep.
But yeah, those are great. We see quite a few of them.
Yeah, they were quick, and there was one that I really liked. It was.
I know I'm blanking on what it was now, but
it was like the periodic. It was a periodic, like an element, right?
yes,
And it was like, yeah, but I don't remember what it was.
I know. Yeah, that's the one.
And I
that-
was
yeah.
like, oh, that's good.
It's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So obviously the I mean, so those things like little things like it was obviously convenient that all the other people died in the explosion, so then he was the only one with like a few hours left before launch that even knew anything enough to go.
Where you mentioned, in the explosion,
Yeah.
not his people that's with him that died when
No.
he was sleeping on the ship.
Yeah.
You were mentioning, okay.
Like before that, why he's even there
Oh, right.
is like because they were training other
Yes.
scientists, but the thing is, I think the movie does a good job of early on setting up that he's not your typical scientist and kind of almost thinks outside the box
Mm-hmm.
of a scientist, which means why he even takes the risk later to just take his helmet off when the
Yeah.
like normal science would just be like no.
Yeah, they wouldn't at all.
But he's like way more like almost like trust your gut versus the science.
Yes.
even though he's a scientist.
Yes.
He's a, and a very smart guy and understands all the science, but like still, kind of trusting his gut, so to speak.
Yeah. That is a big theme that I'll mention when we get into themes, but like that just like a quote unquote average everyman, picking someone like that and like what that person can do. I mean, he's like, what can I do about this? He's very, he argues with him about it, but it's like what an average person can do for the greater good, what they can accomplish.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge thing.
Well, that's one of the, every man is like one of the archetypes, right? In like storytelling, right? And so, which always resonates more with, because your average person watching a movie is going to be like, well, I'm nobody special either. So I resonate with this.
And I know you mentioned many times, and this is kind of veers into this category as well. You love underdog movies. And that, I think he fits into that, right?
Yeah, well, a little bit. Yeah, because he's, if you're like,
he does actually come up. It's not just the everyman thing, but yeah, he does come up.
Because he's like the underdog in his field,
right?
Because everyone like kind of shunned him from his paper that he was. Yeah,
that was one thing I was like, man, I think even like the higher ups, when he's in a meeting, when he's like arguing or in the meeting with him, even it's just like unnecessarily mean to him at times, where I'm like, really, this is your approach to?
Well, I think everyone was
like
also
they were putting him down.
Well, I don't know if they ever put him down.
There's a few things they say that are kind of just like
everyone's so serious about everything.
Right.
He's not.
Yeah.
So then I think they're a little irritated from that. But,
yeah.
But yeah. He of course, we kind of didn't say this, but like, yeah, or you did a little bit, but yeah, Ryan Gosling he's great.
He is. I do want to mention that, just like, man, now at this point,
you think about like the stuff, like, and then he's getting ready to do Star Wars.
The range he has is just like, and he's always had that range, but like now he's at the point where like,
well, he's whatever, I don't know how old he is, but he's easily 20 plus. He's put the 10,000 hours in. He's put the 20 plus years in your career. He's really hitting his stride, even though he was always
I'm going to
talented.
assume, I think he's around your age.
Yeah,
I want to say, but he now though, like I think he's pretty high up as like pretty rare.
He has a lot less gray in his beard than I do. He's my age.
Yeah, that's true.
They probably,
I don't know. Maybe
get dyed.
I was gonna say he dyed it, hair and beard potentially. I mean, Hollywood, especially men, do all kinds of things with their hair or beard, or replacing their hair, or no, but he's now at this point, I've always loved him, and like unfortunately it didn't do that well, even though like I saw it multiple times in theaters, but like he was incredible in Blade Runner 2049.
Yep.
That's pretty high up as one of my favorite movies, and like insane what that movie did compared to the original, because I love the original too, but like live up to like that good of a movie, I think. But he's great at that. I mean, he's essentially playing a replicant. He's not playing a human. But then like another movie you and I both love, La La Land, like, so he just, the amount of things he does, or I was even thinking about Crazy Stupid Love. Like, so like he can be in a rom-com. He can literally do like hard sci-fi, which is Blade Runner, but now this too, just in a different way.
Well, I was thinking of what's the Hitman, right? Hitman? Was it not Hitman? Stunt.
Oh, the Fall Guy. Yeah, that was like the last. Yeah,
that movie. It was like what, last year or 2 years ago, and that was also
very different. But yeah. And then I didn't really like Barbie, but like obviously what he does in that, very different as well. So like he's
got some range.
He does. And then like out of them all, another one, I didn't realize how many movies like are pretty high up on like my favorite movies of all time that he's in. Because then I revisited Drive again recently, and like incredible in that too. Also very different role. Yeah. And then of course I think the thing that most people, where he started to get huge from, is The Notebook, which I have not seen in a long time. But like that was,
I forgot that's even him, because it's been so long.
I know, but I think that was the first thing that
you're right,
got him
that
like
was
huge.
Probably got him on the map. Yeah.
But he was also a kid. I think he was another one, like obviously different age group, but
Disney.
like Zendaya. He was a Disney,
Club. Like the Disney Club
right?
or whatever.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, what was the Disney? I don't know. The show used to be, I don't know if
Yeah.
it still exists. But
No, yeah, he was definitely in that mix. He has a lot of actors.
Yeah.
In his range, but then newer actors like Zendaya and who else was it? This is another one I'm blanking on. Oh, Austin Butler.
Hmm.
I believe he was also part of the.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Some kind of Disney or Nickelodeon, or I don't know. But yeah, so there's a lot of actors like that. But yeah, he's the range. The other movie I was thinking of that's like so good that I don't. Maybe it's more of a cult classic, but remember The Nice Guys?
Mm.
The 70s comedy with him and Russell Crowe.
Mhm.
So good. That was Shane Black. Man, another one that's just like also very different. But yeah, he's great with comedy. And again, in this, I will say not all the comedy hit for me in this, but there was some really great comedic moments.
Yeah.
I don't know. How'd you feel about the comedy?
Yeah, I think, some of it maybe leaned a little more childish.
Yeah.
But I thought, to me, I just assumed that was intentional because I think this film definitely, I was talking about this with a coworker actually yesterday, just seeing it, like, I was like, because I was trying to like, I'm like, is it even PG instead of PG-13? Like I was trying to,
It's a good question. I don't know.
It is. I mean, we did
Is
look at it. It's PG-13.
Okay.
Obviously, I mentioned it up front.
Oh,
here.
that's right.
But because it really wasn't violent, and there's not like.
I feel like it could have been PG.
And then like there was a kind of the cuteness and bond with the Rocky.
Yeah.
Was like it definitely leaned younger child and
More in the ET realm, like you mentioned.
Yeah, and so I was like, just honestly, it would take a 8-year-old easily to see this probably, and it wouldn't be.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so
I think it might be also why it's doing so well is you can do most ages can go to this and enjoy it. Seems to be that way anyway. But yeah, you're right. I think it could have been PG.
yeah.
I mean, it's not like there's no sex. There's like no violence really even, I don't even remember this. I don't think there's a lot of language.
No.
So interesting.
Yeah, just more thematic elements that are.
Yes.
But yeah.
I have two
We
more
haven't
notes.
talked about Rocky much. What do you think of the
I love them.
thought design of this
Very cool
alien race? Because I mean that's got to be difficult to come up with something original.
Yes.
It did feel very different than like other stuff, but
and that's like one of the main things with any kind of movie like this that you have to nail, because for a lot of things with in Hollywood and pretty much every industry is financially we can do it. Like I imagine now if you nail it, something like this, you can sell all kinds of Rocky things,
Right.
That was the main thing, because we saw one of the trailers when we saw this movie. It's Mandalorian Grogu. Like that, I mean, that was one of the biggest things I would say semi-recently that just like
blew up.
printed money.
Yeah, but I don't know that it was intentional because they were definitely a little behind on like having merch, like when the show first came out. Like, but
That's true.
like it really.
But Star Wars always
They always have
kills in
something,
merch.
but
Yeah.
like because they're like always like assuming there's gonna be some people that
Yeah.
want collector's items because it's Star Wars, but they didn't have
No, they didn't realize how huge
mainstream
Grogu would be. Yeah.
Which was Baby Yoda then because we didn't even know his name.
No, yeah, it's just Baby Yoda. Yeah. I don't think it's till like middle of the second season they say Grogu.
Right, and I feel like it wasn't until the second season where the merch really hit
Oh yeah.
its stride because like the first season it was like in the fall too because I remember like by that Christmas there really was still not
No.
stuff, and it wasn't until like the following year that
And it definitely gained popularity. Like, I don't know. It probably, I'm sure, did very well because it was like also a monumental moment because it was like the first true Star Wars show.
Mhm.
But I don't know how popular it was when it first came out. Obviously, you and I, like, we were hyped for it.
we were
Like,
there day one.
for sure. Yeah. But I don't know how well it did. But yeah, I think to your point, by season 2, that's when it was like merchandising.
Name that movie.
Yeah,
Put in the
name that
comments
movie.
if you know.
I feel like that's another one besides like Seinfeld. We mention almost every pod.
Definitely at least once a month.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, I think the design was good.
yeah. What do you think of Rocky?
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. Seemed plausible. The way, like
Yeah.
like it's all, but also like very different. And same with the spaceship. Like it was so
Yeah,
unique and
it was.
odd looking, but in a good way. Yeah, and even trying to, I think, balance that stuff, like making it not to feel like a threat, but then just enough to not know in the beginning. When they first meet up, like it's kind of moving with them. And then he which is also kind of funny.
Yeah.
Right? Like
That was cool.
the whole theater kind of laughed, and then of course he's throwing something at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all those things that are tropes, right? Like you're like, oh no, it's gonna, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he's just trying to send me a message, basically. But like,
I think I'm just now thinking about. I think you're right. The ET homage or inspiration for this movie, I think, is even bigger than I realized, because like that scene when they first meet, it's kind of like almost a big like jump scare moment, but it's very similar to E.T. I haven't watched E.T. in a long time, but I remember as a kid when he first meets in the cornfield, like that always scared the crap out of me, like that first encounter. And so it seems like that was probably what they were going for. Very
there's
similar.
like a little bit of the fear, a little bit of the suspense is good,
Definitely.
but like at the level that should be comfortable for an 8-year-old or something. Like,
Yes.
it's like definitely the
Starting off like that with their relationship, but then by the end, you're just like, oh, I love this thing. Like that's very E.T.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I mean, obviously, I don't think it was a surprise. You're like, oh, they figured it out. And they're going to save the
Yeah.
day. But I think like the little bit of him having to go back, like that was unexpected.
Oh yeah.
But I thought it was a good way to kind of bring it full circle. He was able to then almost like sacrifice himself for like,
Yep.
because earlier Rocky does kind of the same thing for him.
Yeah. Both of those moments were
Yeah.
amazing.
But then you're like, oh my gosh, like he's like, he may never make it back to
I
Earth
know.
then. And like, but then,
Well, they mentioned that was the intent going into it.
well, yeah,
Right?
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. So he didn't really
He
sign
didn't
up
know
for it. He knew, but he didn't.
Right.
They forced him. They forced
Yeah.
him.
My last two notes, one is about Ryland and one is about more Rocky, but so I want to mention, I wrote down Ryland in some of these. Some of these I wrote down as Grace. That's his last name. But anyway,
Mhm.
so Grace and Rocky's relationship, I already mentioned, is just done incredibly well. But we were mentioning the specific moment at the end of the film when Grace says goodbye to Rocky. Like, man,
Mhm.
that I think that was the only point in the movie where I was like getting close to tearing up. Like that was, and just seeing out Rocky. I mean, it's very
Like
it's very
yeah.
E.T. again, or
or when you like go to camp and you make that friend, and then you're like,
that's right.
I'm never gonna see you again.
I know.
It was such an intense moment for a whole week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just yeah, that was just like that was an amazing scene. And then my other thing I wanted to mention is with Ryland, Grace, you see, I mean, early on when he's teaching in the classroom, he's a very closed off person. And I think what was a cool, I'm assuming it's in the book as well, but what I really liked was, so he's a very closed off person, but even the age of students that he's teaching, I don't know if he picked like that age specifically. I feel like he did, because like it seems like the age of people he's teaching, even like you see them even ask questions to him, but these students aren't quite old enough to where they could ask really deep probing questions to him to make him feel uncomfortable. So like I feel like he purposely like wants this so he doesn't have to like, so he can keep this kind of closed off type of person he is. He doesn't want to open up at all or feel uncomfortable or deflect and all that. So like, I kind of noticed that those classroom scenes were good because like, they're asking him stuff and he's just like excited because just like more scientific stuff that, he gets into. Even the music stuff he does was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like I resonate with that a lot, but yeah, I don't know. I think seems like part of his, or a decision on his part. Like, yeah, I'll teach this age. So like, I don't have to give any more of myself to anyone. But then like, it's great for a character in a movie because, by the end, for sure, like opens up a lot more.
Yeah.
Maybe only to Rocky, but still like,
Yeah.
It's a big character development moment. I don't know. What do you think of that? Did you feel that's kind of the same way about his character?
I definitely felt about his character like that, but I didn't think about like at that level, even like the age group he was teaching and stuff. Like
maybe I do just because I do teach. I mean, I teach music, but still like.
Yeah, I was more thinking it was just like it's his way to hide, become a teacher in middle school or whatever it was, instead of, pursuing. Like which sounds like he originally probably was in a trajectory to do, and then wrote that paper,
right?
And got ridiculed, and then kind of to hide from that, he just is like, I'm just going to go teach at this middle school. But he was way smarter than, or I guess let's say, because the teaching is a very valid way to spend your career.
Yeah,
and I think for all the people that teach, but if
severely
I don't want to say
underpaid.
like wasting his talents, but like just
that
he had
bigger plans.
He had bigger aspirations and then got derailed.
Yes.
So then by the time this thing's set up and he's like, his self-esteem is so low because he's like, how can I help? And but yet I think a little bit like we were talking about before, his natural like kind of rebellion, a little bit of like the way most science is done, he kind of stumbles across things,
thinking outside the box. Yeah. So I don't know if you have anything else. I was just going to mention at the end, what planet is he on?
Rocky's planet.
Okay. I figured, but did we get the name of it? I was trying to remember.
He said it earlier.
Yeah,
well,
I couldn't remember what
he says like a noise, and they have to put like, so like, because like obviously he never really understood his language.
Right.
He just mapped words to his language so he could speak to the computer. So like whenever he said whatever the name of the planet was,
I couldn't remember the name of it.
They had to make something up, and I think they came up with something. But
that reminds me also, I did really like the scene where they're picking the voice for him too. That was great.
Yeah.
They even go to Meryl Streep, which I'm like, hey, that's not a bad choice. But no, the voice they picked was great. But yeah, that was a great scene.
But also then when he finds out he has a mate, and then or he or she, I guess you don't really know if the Rock is a male or female, but like that they have a mate, and then he's like, well, we'll have to call Adrian.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yep, perfect.
Yo, Adria.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go that far to do a Yo Adrian in the movie at some point.
Which is also kind of a Seinfeld reference too.
Yep.
All right, let's talk a little bit of cinematography. If you got nothing else,
the legend himself.
Yeah, I mean, so we mentioned at least the flashback transitions.
Yeah, awesome.
His great. I think that was visually unique and
Definitely
worked really well.
I wanted to ask you, do you think now at this point, is Greg Fraser like, is he at the level now where he's like one of the best? Like, do Deakins level for you? Like, what do you, at this point? Is he like pretty high up there?
Yeah, I would say.
'Cause I think he is, but I mean,
yeah,
you,
I would
you know
say.
a lot more about it.
No, but I would say. Yeah, I think he's up there.
Is he one of your favorites now, besides Deakins?
Yeah. I mean,
I
honestly.
don't think who else would be up there
Because honestly, if I
for
think about
cinematographers.
for cinematographers, like the stuff that visually is just breathtaking that I've seen in the last 2 decades, like it's either stuff that Greg Fraser's done or probably Deakins done.
Which I know we asked this before. I always forget. Blade Runner 2049. Deakins?
That's Deakins.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, it's like all of them, and then
But
obviously Dune is him.
Dune 1 and 2
Fraser.
is Greg Fraser. Rogue One was Greg Fraser.
Yeah.
The Batman was Greg Fraser.
Yes.
So, and those are all like things that were visually, masterpieces.
Yeah.
From a cinematography standpoint. But then, yes, I think Arrival even is Deakins, but like definitely Blade Runner 2049.
And then I was revisiting, which we did. What?
Didn't Greg Fraser do one of the James Bond movies too?
I think you're right. I don't remember which one.
Like it's like the one that's not as. Yeah.
E.G. Spectre. Well, I
You gotta bring this up.
I just the first director that we did for the pod was Villeneuve, which we definitely are gonna have to do his filmography again.
Mm-hmm.
But I was revisiting Prisoners also
Yeah,
recently, and I was like,
that's
incredible.
Deakins, yeah.
I was like, man, this one too, so different, but like the amount that helps that movie, just like the feeling you get in that is insane. Like how much the cinematographer is doing with that. But amazing movie if you haven't seen it. I would say at least with English films, because I haven't really gotten into Villeneuve's French films, but I would suggest anyone listening and watching, I would suggest watching any, if not all, of Villeneuve's English films, because they're all basically, he's one of the few that I don't think has missed ever. Because the first one we did, even Enemy,
Awesome. Pretty good, yeah.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see.
Were you looking to see
Yeah,
if it was Fraser or Deakins?
maybe it was Deakins that did it, but I feel like one of them did.
Deakins definitely did a Bond.
Well, he did the he definitely did Sam Mendes's Bonds.
Yeah, but he did the two, right? Skyfall and Spectre were the two Sam Mendes, because we covered him as a director. Yeah, I don't remember which cinematographer was on them. I want to say Deakins did Skyfall.
Yeah, he did the first one, but I
Okay.
thought someone else did the second one. I was thinking it was Greg Fraser, but Spectre. Who was the? This makes great podcasting.
Sorry, we're fact checking. Yeah, I don't know about Spectre. Do we know? Speaking of Villeneuve, the new Bond. Do we know the cinematographer?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we only know
No,
director and writing.
It's the Hoyt van Hoytema.
Oh, that's the Nolan.
Yeah,
He's up
he
there
did
too.
Interstellar, yeah, and
Hoyta, yeah, he's very high up there as well.
yeah.
I would say.
He did Tenet and Interstellar, and yeah.
Did he do the Odyssey? Hoyta?
See what he's at. Let me see his list and upcoming.
I imagine so. He's kind of been Nolan's guy for a while now.
Yeah. Yep, the Odyssey upcoming.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did Oppenheimer.
yeah, that
Also
guy's
did
up there
Nope.
too. Nope was visually amazing too. Yeah, he's Hoyta. I forgot about him. He's definitely at this point, he's pretty high up there for cinematographers.
Yeah. And it was somebody that I was like, oh, because it looked, I mean, the movie was not the greatest from a story standpoint, but
Which one?
Spectre.
Oh,
It looked
yeah.
fantastic. And then
Yes.
I remember us covering it.
Yep. I'm blanking on his name, but another one. This is kind of just like cinematographer podcast right now, but that's okay. Spielberg guy that he's worked with for a long time. Janusz. Janusz Kaminski, I want to say. I think he's still working because I think he's even doing Disclosure Day, but amazing because I revisit Minority Report.
Mm-hmm.
He was with him even then. Like very distinct looking film. But yeah, Janusz, he's another one high up for me. I don't know if you're as familiar with him. Obviously, you've seen pretty much every Spielberg film, but have you heard that name before? I imagine you have.
Yeah, for sure. I just a couple other notes on like kind of the. I thought the space stuff definitely was like I guess color graded. The tone of it was a little warmer than they normally do in space. I think that
normally feels very cold.
I think that was to reflect kind of more of the emotional or the vibe of
the more hopeful aspect of the film. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good point.
Even to the Rocky's ship and his cut, like all of that, he's definitely like a warmer color toned rock. Definitely. The ship is kind of more of a coppery.
Ship design was sick. Yeah, very unique. That was a cool moment. That was a funny moment where he's keeping speed with him. Mm-hmm. That was great. The ship. I only have one like main note that I remember about cinematography. I don't know if you have anything else.
Not anything crazy, but yeah. What do you got?
All right. Well, I want to see if you noticed this. I'm sure you did, but even from the very beginning of the film, because the first shot is him waking up, right? In the space station or the ship. So from the beginning of the film, when he first wakes up, get lots of shots of him getting acclimated, and I noticed the camera very disorienting, which obviously on purpose to make you feel how he's feeling.
Yep.
I love that because we don't get that later, but at the very beginning, there's a lot of weird. It's not just movements or like where the camera's placed, or maybe even certain stuff out of focus. It was awesome. Like I really loved.
Well,
I really felt disoriented. I was like, "What's going?" You know.
There's definitely a lot of times too where they played with what's up is down, or like where the camera would start and then rotate, and then you realize that you were looking at something that was. It did that a lot,
for sure.
Which is like cool, but also a lot of work to like plan that and make that work. So
it's like you ever seen the behind the scenes? I'm sure you did of Inception with the rotating. So cool how they did that. The rotating room. Awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, let's talk about the score.
Yeah. Go with you first. I'm curious if you have anything.
I didn't have any notes. No.
Okay.
No.
Did you like it? Or did you notice it?
Yeah. See, I didn't notice it. I think
that's okay though. That still means it's a good job.
Yeah.
If it disappears into the film and just uplifts what's on screen. It's
not a bad thing at all. Like that's why sometimes I feel like I have no notes because it's just like, well, it wasn't distracting. It probably just was supporting what was there.
Yeah.
And I just was, in it enough that I didn't.
No, that's good. I just always like you to go first in case there was anything like a standout, or on the other side, like you mentioned, like if it's distracting, then it's like purposely taking you out, then that's not good. But Daniel Pemberton, I've heard of this guy before. He's done so many things. I won't name them all, but a lot of different. Like this is another guy that can pretty much do any genre and mix genres, which I love when composers do it, or do like a hybrid of genres, which he does in this, which I really liked. But some of the things, The Counselor, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Steve Jobs, Molly's Game. He did the Spider-Verse films, which I would say is a highlight as far as score. Obviously, there's a lot of great needle drops, but scoring that is awesome and very a lot of genre bending, which is awesome.
Yep.
The other main thing, Black Mirror. I didn't see which episodes, but he did do some. Black Mirror score is always great. And then I wrote down Materialist because apparently he did that, but I don't remember. That was a very weird movie anyway, though. I don't remember the score. But then Slow Horses. He did all Slow Horses, which is cool. But yeah, like I already mentioned, it's a mix of It reminded me actually similar to Hans Zimmer with Dune. Not just a mix of genres, but it's the choice of using unorthodox instruments, which Zimmer did a lot in Dune for the feel of Arrakis. And I watched all the behind the scenes of that. It was really cool. All the sounds and like random, he even made instruments, which I love when they do that to like try to make a specific sound. This has a lot of that. And it helps portray like the unknown feeling of the film, I thought, in a good way. Same, again, kind of similar to Dune. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so themes and messages.
Yeah, what do you got?
I put friendship and cooperation can save the universe, and choosing others over yourself is always.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the underlying themes of this, to me.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you?
I kind of already mentioned it earlier, but it's kind of the everyman or the everyday person. But it's what can you do as an everyday person for the greater good? Mm-hmm. And I like how this film goes into like what you already mentioned, where it's like someone watching this is just like everyday person is like, oh, I actually can do something that has a big impact. And I love like the positive and hopeful part of this film in that way. Because I feel like, I don't know, especially now in 2026, it's definitely a very good message to have on people when, a time where it just feels like everyone's very divided. So, yeah.
All right. Let's get into a little bit of trivia.
Do we have trivia?
There's stuff here.
Okay, cool.
So Ryan Gosling ad-libbed numerous lines during the different voice options, including Meryl Streep.
Nice.
Saying, Meryl Streep, man, she could play anything. When Grace was going through the Rocky voice synthesizer options, the team then got Meryl Streep to do her own voice for that scene.
Nice.
They were able to get into contact with her via producer Amy Pascal, who had worked with her in the past.
I was wondering if it was actually her. That's cool.
Ryan Gosling's daughters, Esmeralda and Amada, occasionally spoke for his alien co-star Rocky, voiced in the film by James Ortez. Through his earpiece on set, speaking of their help, Gosling said, "There are some moments in the movie where I'm laughing or I'm just so charmed by Rocky, which is likely it's actually my kids talking to me and helping me out."
That's cool.
And that's awesome.
That is awesome.
How old his kids are?
I don't know, but shout out to Gosling. Mm-hmm. Married Ava Mendes.
Is that who he's married to?
Mm-hmm. Yep, good for him.
Mm. I feel like she doesn't do as much anymore.
No. I don't remember the last thing.
Maybe she chose to stay with the kids more.
Yeah.
The scene where
they've been together a long time, though.
Ava Strata sings karaoke was not in the original script. Ryan Gosling overheard Sandra Uller singing between takes and asked her to perform for the movie just 48 hours before filming that scene. Uller agreed and selected Sign of the Times as her song.
Yep. Forgot to mention that moment. That was a cool moment. Yeah, her karaoke. Sign of the Times. Was it is that, I'm trying to remember who
yeah, if you don't know, I don't know.
Well, I go to Prince because there's a song by Prince called Sign of the Times, but I don't believe that's what it was. It was it Harry Styles?
Yeah, I don't
know. Anyway.
One of the other audio credits, rejected voices, is Ray Porter, who actually narrated the English language version of the audiobook.
Nice.
So that's voices in there.
Cool.
Author Andy Weir declared that a fan suggested about the end of the story was canonical. Grace named the living area the Iridians built him Graceland and then refused to explain to Rocky why he finds the name funny.
Oh, where he's at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan Gosling was the only choice for Grace and was signed on after the book rights were bought in 2021.
Nice.
The scene where Strata is watching Grace and Rocky's logs on a futuristic frozen Earth is the original scene not included in the novel. The original source material, years in the future, on Arid, Rocky informs Grace that Sol has returned to its original luminosity and the fate of the Earth is left mostly ambiguous.
Okay.
Ryan Gosling wears glasses in the film because during wardrobe tests, his daughter passed by and mentioned he looked smart with glasses.
Yeah, of course, you got to have him in glasses.
They should look
For a
scientific.
scientist.
Yeah. He sold the book rights in 2020 to MGM for $3 million.
Okay. It was weird to see
Here.
the Amazon logo.
Though it was
the
funny,
beginning,
but they
it's
made
weird.
still made it look like. Well, and they also made it said an Amazon company. It's like it looked retro. The MGM looked
That
retro.
I loved. That was cool.
But they somehow like made it new, like made a new version. It said, but then
Yeah, that part was strange, but I love the old
yeah.
MGM.
But it's obviously not the old one. It's a new one because this is Amazon company.
Yes.
Part of it.
But I guess it's an homage to the original MGM lion.
They made it look like it. Yeah, they made it look like it. There are a number of events in the book which do not happen in the film. The ship's computer does not allow Grace into the control room until he remembers and can speak his name, which takes him a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably for pacing. Grace does not immediately realize that he is not on Earth. When he wakes up from his coma, he works out that the gravity seems too high and conducts his own experiments to measure the gravity level. After determining astrophage is mostly water, Grace goes back to teaching, but in his first class, the students ask him about what is happening to the sun. After explaining astrophage to them and realizing they will have to live through the hard times that will come as a result, he abandons the class and immediately goes back to the staff's lab. So the order of events was a little different. Again, probably for pacing and time.
Yeah, for sure.
Before Rocky connects his ship to the Hail Mary, Grace has to send him a sample of his hull. He does a spacewalk to break off a chunk covering one of the fuel tanks, throws it to Rocky's ship, and is caught by its hull. So
more changes from
again for timing, probably it's like okay, we don't. A large section of the Sahara Desert is paved to help with astrophage production. A large section of the Sahara Desert is paved to help with astrophage production. I guess when they were trying to make it.
Okay.
That's a part that's cut from the book.
Oh,
Strad orders several natural disasters to be caused to accelerate global warming and therefore buy humanity more time.
Okay.
The Taumida escape while Rocky is still with Grace and eat all the Hail Mary's fuel, forcing them to use the Beetles as miniature engines as they reach Rocky's ship.
Forgot to mention that too. Yeah, all them
Beatles,
the four Beatles. Yeah, that was cool.
All right, Phil Lord and Chris Miller are attached to direct another Andy Weir film adaptation, Artemis, and an original movie written by Weir. So it's not a book.
Nice. Do you remember The Martian? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, it's been a long time. But
yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but
too.
It was it was sick.
That was one of his books too.
That was a Ridley Scott film.
I think that's good enough for that.
Okay.
Any final thoughts?
No, I mean, I definitely would recommend it. It's just, like we mentioned up top, and I think we agree. I think it was just a little too overhyped. Like, it was just like...
But definitely go see it. It's good. Man.
Oh, yeah, it is good. Yeah.
Well, with that, we haven't picked our next director, so it'll be a surprise.
Yeah, well, we have some we can fill in also.
Oh, yeah.
We might do
That's
that.
what we talked about, like filling in.
Yeah, we got some from previous directors, new films that we haven't covered yet.
Like one battle after another.
Wuthering Heights, Running Man.
Yep.
Edgar Wright. Yeah, there's a few.
So yeah, we might do those for a couple of weeks before then jumping into a new director. That's right.
Yeah.
But if you have any thoughts on Project Hail Mary or any other of Phil Lord and Chris Miller's films and want to send us in some thoughts or feedback, you can do that in multiple ways. You can email at feedback@screentimepod.com, or you can leave a comment or message, DM on different platforms. And if you don't already, please like and subscribe and follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube,
Let us know.
Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. I was going to say, just let us know if there's even a particular director that you think
Sure.
we should do. We try to,
recommendations are always welcome.
for sure. But we try and do some more newer films coming out, picking directors that have new movies coming out soon. So
Yeah. And if you'd like, you can follow each of us on Instagram individually. I'm at Jay Youngbar.
and I'm at Jared Youngbar.
Right. Catch you guys next time.